Welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. I'm Bava, and I'm here doing another Theros Swiss draft. Whatever kind of draft it is. Maybe it's a Swedish draft today, I don't know. Let's get this as big as we can, since these are new cards. You guys want to check these out. We do have Anger of the Gods right here, and that is a pretty darn good card. What else do we have? Burnished Heart is really good ramp, actually. Nylea's Emissary, that guy's rad. Ordeal of Heliod, Pegasus. And there's also a Lightning Strike here, which is pretty tempting. But I think we'll just take the Anger of the Gods right here, and we'll be pretty happy about that. And I'm going to bring up the prices here. Anger of the Gods, yeah, it's going for $3 right now. It's not bad. So we have a Hoplite, a Crow and Horse. We could go for the mono black deck, which would be interesting. Man, this guy doesn't seem very good. Alright, so we're in red with Anger. We could go red-green or red-white. The Hoplate's good, the Onslaught's good. I don't love the Skull Cleaver. I don't really love any of these other things for white. We do want to value creatures pretty highly here, but Dauntless Onslaught's a really good card. And you know what? I think we need to take it. If we get the Heroic deck online, we'll need that a little bit more than the Hoplite. So we'll pick the Onslaught here. This is the green hates green card in Hunt the Hunter. Aqueous Form's really strong. But there's a Wingsteed Rider, which goes really well with a red-white Heroic deck and with our Dauntless Onslaught. Flamecast Wheel is interesting because it's colorless removal, but in the end it does cost 6 mana to basically Lightning Blast, and it only hits a creature. So you're paying significantly for the fact that it's colorless. And it's interesting because there's not much colorless removal out there. Alright, so Aqueous Form's going by. March of the Returned Omen Speaker. Blue cards are good. This Cerberus is pretty good. Wingsteed Rider is a pretty easy pick here, though. Just in terms of being a really strong card and going with our theme okay here. The Erebos's Emissary. Fortune Hunter, don't love. Baleful Eidolon's really cool though. Sip of Hemlock, Voyaging Satyr. Vaporkin. Okay, if we end up in blue-white, Tempo Vaporkin's the card that we want. I'm looking at this black stuff going by. I can't tell. Black could be really open. These are all Bestow. Afara's Warden. Unfortunately, she's just a 1-2 for 4. And she doesn't tap the big guys. So I think we'll just take... Man, this is tough, but I think we'll take the Vaporkin here. And see if we can get a blue-white deck going. Arena Athlete. Fade into Antiquity is the card that can get rid of Indestructible. One of the very few cards that can get rid of all of the indestructible artifacts and the gods. Prescient Chimera, I can't tell if that means that blue is open or not. Arena Athlete. Return Centaur. I don't love any of this stuff. In particular, let's take the Prescient Chimera. Okay, so Burnished Heart, Disciple of Fenax came back around, a Setessan Griffin, the Spear Point Oread. I like +2/+2 first strike. And I like other stuff. Alright, let's grab the Burnished Heart. Maybe we'll go 5-color if we get enough fixing. I don't know. Anvil Rot Raptor, 2/1 flying first strike. Leaf Crown Dryad, +2/+2 reach. She's pretty awesome. Traveler's Amulet. How much fixing can we get to go into the 5-color deck? You guys want to see if we can do it? Seems fun. I don't love any of this stuff in our colors, so I don't know. Let's get a little crazy here. That means we're not doing anything with Devotion if we're going to be in a lot of colors. Destroy artifact or enchantment, deals 2 damage. At instant speed, it's pretty nice. In the meantime, if all this fixing doesn't pay off, God's Willing is a good card in white. Cavalry Pegasus flies. I don't like any of this other stuff in particular anyway. If we got the Minotaur Lord, that could be better. He's flying anyway. Cavalry Pegasus. It is Traveling Philosopher. There's Nylea's Presence or and null counter target. I don't know, we're going big, right? Go big or go home. 4 or 5 hexproof for 6. Who knows? Whoa. We'll get the Priest and the Ox and the Swamp over there. Alright. Right now we are in blue, red, white pretty strongly. Burnished Heart and Traveler's Amulet are good fixing. We'll look for some more fixing. Temple of Triumph. Excuse me, I have a coffee to drink here. It's very important. There is a Lightning Strike. There's also a Phalanx Leader. I think we have to take the Phalanx Leader over the Lightning Strike. Yes. Alright, let's grab him. Decorated Griffin, Flame Speaker Deck, Perforos Emissary. I'll read the bones. Here's another Wingsteed Rider. We'll just get all of these that we can, I think. Titan Strength. I'm not seeing the fixing that I really want to get out of white. But I don't know yet if we're white-red or white-blue, or if we're going to keep the fixing and just go 3-color, which might be good. Titan Strength's a good buff, but Wingsteed Rider is really great. Sealock Monster becomes giant. Divine Verdict kills the thing, which I like more than some of this other stuff. Alright. Ooh. Wave Crash Triton. Is that a Ray of Dissolution? But I think we'll take the Triton here. See if it's right in with my little blue-white flyers. Chronicler of Heroes, dissolve, counter target spell, draw, scry one. Battle Priest, no. Voyage's End or dissolve. I think Voyage's End. I think I like that more. Yeah. I think Voyage's End fits better here. We're not really a control deck, we're more of a tempo deck. And that's more of a tempo play. Vaporkin. Probably the Omen Speaker here more than anything else. All right. Last Breath can be used on our own guys. For instance, we can use it to buff a Wingsteed Rider, and then it fizzles. Two-Headed Cerberus or a Crowan Crusader. I'm not convinced with this guy. Those are both red cards anyway. Do I really want them? Or do we just take the annul? We're going to have something to counter at some point with this, right? Or do we want the Fleet Feather Sandals? Or do we just hate someone's Vulpine Goliath? Alright, let's take the annul here. One of those is okay. Scholar of Athreos. Guardians of Meletis. Huh. These guys are perfectly good sideboard. Ray of Dissolution's good. Annul. Asphodel Swamp. Alright, we're looking okay here. Some of this isn't going to make the cut. But let's see if we can open a Shipbreaker Kraken. Alright, he is amazing. There's another Phalanx Leader, of course. Of course there is. So many good cards that we're missing, but the Kraken is it. We do need some spells to buff our guys. We're probably not playing Mountains, so we're not going to take Chain to the Rocks. We will take Battle-Wise Valor. I think it's the Hopeful Eidolon. That can be a really strong card. There's another Wingsteed Rider. There's an Aqueous Form. What else is here? Not Stymied Hopes. It's Favored Hoplite, or Wingsteed Rider, or Aqueous Form. I think I'll take the Wingsteed Rider just because we're just going to have a lot of flying weenies. It's going to be hard for our opponent to keep up. There's another God's Willing, and there's an Observant Alciad. God's Willing's a really nice trick. This guy costs 5 to bestow. I think God's Willing just fits in our deck a little bit better. So we'll grab it. That Alciad would have been pretty good too. I like those nymphs. Mellitus Charlatan, huh? Yeah. The controller of target instant or sorcery spell copies it. That player may choose new targets. There's also a Battle-Wise Valor, and there's also a Nimbus Naiad. I think I'll take the Nimbus Naiad. Oh, there's also a Wave Crash Triton. But flying everywhere. Alright. Dissolve a Vaporkin. Horizon Scholar. It's a 4/4 flyer for 6. Or there's a 0/4. Or there's a 2/1. We don't want too many big guys, but we do want some big guys, right? We definitely want to be flying a lot. Alright, Chosen by Heliod's not bad. Ray of Dissolution for the board. Oh, that for the sideboard. Aqueous Form comes in. I like that. Alright, we're looking pretty good. We'll get rid of this Spark Jolt, I think. Alright. Looking pretty good. So many flyers. So many flyers. Let's see now. Make this a little bit bigger. There we go. And keep that preview window up for you guys. God's Willing, Hopeful Idol on Aqueous Form. Those are good. Battle-Wise Valor. Is the Pegasus going to make the cut? How many? Ooh, I don't think we want that guy anyway. The Phalanx Leader wants to fly, and the Omen Speaker wants to fly. The Vaporkins all fly. Onslaught. They all fly anyway. She flies. He's a Merfolk Wizard. But goodness, I think he should stick around anyway. I'm looking at this top end a little bit. Let's see. 5, or we're going to have 2 that cost 6. Let's take out the Last Breath for now. And maybe 1 creature. Maybe it's a Cavalry Pegasus. They do let the Phalanx Leader fly, which is pretty significant. Ish. Maybe it's the Omen Speaker. Okay, and I think we can get by with 17 land here. We're a little stronger in white than blue, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 white, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pretty close. A lot more double white at the beginning here. 10 white, 7 blue. Add to deck. All right. 40 cards, 17 land, 15 creatures, 8 other. Let's do a quick review here of what we got. 2 God's Willing for 1 mana, save your guy from removal, and pump anything with Heroic, of which we have 3 Wingstein Riders and a Phalanx Leader. They can get out of hand really quickly. And so that's it for the Heroic, really, is those 4. Oh, and the Wave Crash Triton, those 5, but that's enough. The Eidolon is a great 1-drop, also great to bestow later on a Wingsteed Rider or really on anything. Aqueous Form is amazing. If they don't 2-for-1 you, it really works out well. Being able to scry 1 every attack, really valuable. Battle-Wise Valor is a good straightforward buff, and Dauntless Onslaught is one of the best. Because it targets 2 creatures and they get +2/+2, you can double activate Heroic if you have 2 Heroic guys on the field. It's not too many cards that do that. There's a red one and a green one, and a black one. There's a whole color cycle, but I think Dauntless Onslaught's one of the better ones. Cavalry Pegasus is going to let my Phalanx Leader fly. They are themselves a 1/1 flyer for 2, which isn't super great. And maybe I should put the Omen Speaker back in. Or just the Traveling Philosopher. They do fly on their own. Having an 0/4 Ox doesn't seem too bad. Chosen by Heliod. Just an easy enchantment. It cantrips. It works well on something like a Phalanx Leader. Vaporkins for the early beats. Voyage's End for a little bit of tempo. The Onslaught, the Wingsteed Riders, the Naiad. The Triton, a little bit of removal. It's the only one we have. And then some of our big guys over here on the end. Which should help us in the end game, especially that Kraken. He's just ridiculous. Okay, so here's our 40. I'm Bava, and we just put together a blue-white Theros deck. I'll see you guys in round 1, and we'll see how it does.